It's a gerrymandering arms race, but which blue states can actually redraw their maps? I'm Jim Drastic.
I'm Tiffany Drastic.
I'm Nick Knudsen.
And today on The Dangerous Ones, we're doing a deep dive into whether Democrat-led states can actually redraw their congressional maps in response to Texas's aggressive partisan gerrymandering. Here's what kicked it off. Donald Trump personally reached out to Texas Governor Greg Abbott and asked state Republicans to redraw their legislative maps.
Boo.
Specifically to eliminate 5 Democratic seats in Congress. Why? Because he's terrified of losing the House in 2026. The new Texas maps are already making their way through the new legislature, despite bold resistance from state Democrats who literally fled across state lines to block the vote. Now, Democratic governors in blue states are stepping up with some long overdue backbone.
Thank you.
Pledging to redraw their maps in district retaliation. But here's the real question. Can they actually do it? And where? We'll break down the legal terrain, the political implications, and how many seats might be flipped if the tables are turned. Plus, we'll look at which other red states might jump into the power grab and whether it could backfire. So this is wild, man.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's our first time to be able to comment on what's going on with the Texas situation.
Yep.
Texas Democrats fled the state because of what's going on with the gerrymandering. Now we're seeing Democratic governors doing the same thing.
Yeah. No, they're stepping up.
They're stepping up.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's about time.
But we wanted to start this off and kick this off with a call from the People's Hotline.
Yes.
What is this?
This is Drew from St. Louis, and he has some comments and questions about gerrymandering of his own.
Hey guys, it's Drew from St. Louis. I am calling to ask for, I don't know, I think I need some more explanation on what's going on with the gerrymandering and everything with, seems like the Democrats are finally getting some guts and saying, hey, if you keep screwing around with this and that, then we're going to do some stuff. We have our power, you know, gerrymandering in California, Illinois, et cetera, and it's about freaking time. I mean, they're already saying, you know, there's nothing they can do, There's always something that you can do. You can filibuster freaking for 8 months straight and just clog up everything. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, so time to get nasty, you know, and I like that. And now Republicans are getting pissed off and saying, oh, how can you do that? And it's like they literally cannot see that that's what they've been doing forever. I mean, look what happened in Alabama. I mean, you even have Republican judges there going, yeah, you can't do this shit. You know what they were doing there. So anyways, if you get a chance, you know, just explanation for myself and the rest of us I'm pretty interested to see how that fight is going. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much, Drew from St. Louis, one of our longtime callers. And he's right. This is a complicated issue.
Yep.
And the question is can Democratic governors even do it?
Yeah, Nick.
Nick. Before we go to Nick, real quick, let's go ahead and play what the Democratic governors who are threatening to fight back are saying.
Okay.
I'm tired of fighting this fight with my hand tied behind my back. With all due respect to the good government groups, politics is a political process. And to think that we're going to do this with a purity test and make sure it's completely fair to everybody involved, the reason we are able to draw the lines because we're Democrats, because the majority of people in this state selected us, elected us to be leaders. Republicans take over the legislature, they can have at it. But until then, we're in charge, and we're sick and tired of being pushed around when other states don't have the same aspirations that we always have had. And I hold those dear. But I cannot ignore that the playing field has changed dramatically. And shame on us if we ignore that fact and cling tight to the vestiges of the past. That era is over. Donald Trump eliminated that forever.
I've long supported independent redistricting. I can't stand these gerrymandered districts. Everything about gerrymandering needs to be addressed nationally.
Yep.
And I now realize that as a promoter to do it at the state level, I thought other states would follow suit because it was the right thing to do. They didn't.
No.
And so we've unilaterally disarmed. Democrats can't just sit there and act taller than thou and watch this democracy completely be degraded. Watch the rule of law degraded. Watch a system of co-equal branches of government completely devastated and rolled back in real time by Trump and Trumpism. As we respond to Abbott, we respond to Donald Trump, and we assert ourselves much more aggressively. And that Democrats need to stop the bullshit. It's a different day. We're on our heels on everything. They're shape-shifting everything. They're winning the messaging war.
We passed a map in Illinois that follows the Constitution, and that is not what Governor Abbott is trying to do in Texas. We believe that the people of Texas deserve to have fair representation and not to have the game changed in the middle of the decade. There already is litigation about the original map that they put in place. Now they want to change it again. That, no doubt, will end up being litigated too. But let me be clear that they are attempting to cheat. And, you know, I think we all know Donald Trump is a cheater. Yeah. So is the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, in so many ways.
Got that last little dig in there.
Yeah, right.
So let me just say this, that I am refreshed seeing the governors of California, New York, and Illinois stepping up and fighting back. Listen, it's time to fight fire with fire. But the question is, Nick, and I know you've done a lot of research on this, can Democrats actually do that?
The answer is, we'll see.
Okay.
So let's go through it.
Lock
Let's
in,
go through it.
everybody.
And first of all, you heard Governor Newsom there talking about the fact that California had passed a constitutional amendment to require independent redistricting commission in California to draw their maps. Here's the conundrum that Democrats are in. We, the party, the left, supports voting rights. We support equal representation. And we have been putting that into our state constitutions across the country. These independent redistricting commissions that are like fair, unbiased groups trying to draw fair maps so that everybody has fair representation. It's a good thing for democracy. It's a bad thing for the political moment.
Right.
So to be able to change the state's legislative boundaries mid-decade. Normally, maps are redrawn at the beginning of a decade after the census.
Gotcha.
It's done once every 10 years. To do it mid-decade, stuff has to happen in the state. There has to be legislation. They have to pass potentially constitutional amendments.
The stars have to align.
The stars have to align in some pretty extreme ways. But to be able to do anything, states need the governorship and the both chambers of the state legislature, the Senate and the House, to be blue.
Gotcha.
Okay? So there are 15 of those states that have Democratic trifectas in the state government.
And before you go any further, just so I can make sure that I've got my head around this, basically Democrats have been doing things the moral way, putting these things into state constitutions, saying we're going to draw the maps in a democratic way, and by doing that, hurts us in the political moment. So to do the things that these governors are saying, if I understand correctly, they have to do some gymnastics in their own state legislatures.
Yes. So the question is, who can actually do the gymnastics?
Lay it on us.
So there are, like I said, there are 15 of these states that have Democratic trifectas. So that's like the group of states that could potentially redraw maps and try and boot some Republican districts out and add some blue districts.
Gotcha.
7 of those states are all blue anyway. Like all of the districts are already all blue, and this is like Massachusetts and Maine and Hawaii. So they're kind of off the map. There's no need to redistrict those because
they're already blue.
They're already all blue. 5 of the states, Colorado, Maryland, New Jersey, Oregon, where we are, and Washington, have Republican-held districts, but they have really, really unlikely and very, very complicated processes that they would have to go through to be able to get the maps redrawn in time for the 2026 midterms.
So they're basically out of the running.
They're basically out of the running.
So who's in the running?
So that leaves the 3 states that everybody's been talking about. Yep.
It's just the 3.
It's New York, Illinois, and California.
Fuck.
Okay. And there's more bad news.
Okay.
So looking into
I wish this was whiskey.
right, looking into these states, New York's state constitution prohibits mid-decade redistricting, and that's going to be a hard hurdle to get through. Democrats in the state have proposed legislation that would allow mid-decade redistricting, but only if another state first initiates it. So it's like a retaliatory thing.
Okay.
This proposal would require approval in 2 consecutive legislative sessions, plus voter approval through a ballot measure.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Which is going to take a very long time. So this New York, they're talking about it, and we heard Governor Hochul.
Yeah.
And it could be that they get stuff in motion, but it's not likely to be to have an impact until the 2028 elections.
And I'm just curious, and I don't know if you know, but since it's a trifecta state, couldn't they go, look, guys, let's get together and figure this out. Let's change all the fucking rules. Fuck them. I mean, how is Texas pulling this off? Somehow they're getting together. You know what I mean?
It's the constitutional piece of it. It's really hard to amend Constitution.
It's almost like the Constitution was written so it couldn't be unraveled.
Hey,
it's weird.
Weird.
Okay.
So New York,
tough,
maybe, but probably not for the midterms.
Okay.
Ugh. Which is problematic because that's when we need the Democrats to retake the House.
Yeah.
Now you know why the Republicans give a shit about those little 5 seats.
Indeed. So the next state is Illinois.
Okay.
Illinois is less problematic. So Illinois doesn't have it in their constitution that there's an independent redistricting commission or anything. The state legislature, by regular statute, draws the maps on a every 10-year basis. And there's nothing necessarily 100% prohibiting them from doing it mid-decade.
Okay.
It feels like there's an opening in Illinois. It's not going to be without its legislative hurdles, its legal challenges, all that kind of stuff, but it's on the table. So Illinois has 17 congressional districts, and 3 of them are Republican. So it's already a very, very blue state.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we might be able to, if everything goes well, if Pritzker gets behind this and the legislature gets behind this, lickety split.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 more seats could get squeezed out of Illinois in a gerrymander.
Boy, this is really eye-opening.
So Republicans are getting their automatic 5 seats with Texas when they...
Well, they could, yeah.
Right, with their if all their shit goes well, and we might get 1 or 2.
Out of Illinois.
But
we haven't talked about California yet.
What is the deal with California?
So
Please, God, tell me something.
Everybody pray to some Gavin
the political
Newsom.
gods.
the Gavin Newsom gods. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Okay, so California technically can't just currently redraw their congressional maps, even like Illinois could or like Texas is.
Okay.
So because they did pass a constitutional amendment for the state that requires independent redistricting commission. So Gavin Newsom has proposed a ballot measure, a special election that could happen this year in November 2025.
Ooh.
Where on people's ballots, it would have the opportunity to give the state legislature the power to redraw congressional districts until the next scheduled redistricting that is supposed to happen after the 2030 census.
Gavin Newsom's a slick son of a bitch. I swear to God.
They're doing all kinds of gymnastics over there in California.
Wow.
And again, this measure would be triggered. It would be a triggered measure. So if Texas does this, then California will do this type thing. So that's promising. And California has 52 districts. 9 of them are Republican currently.
Gotcha.
There's a sense that maybe we could get 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to get 9.
Yeah.
You know, and just have 0 Republican representation in the state. But the number that's being floated around is 5.
Can I ask really quick, what is the current number that Democrats need in the House to overtake?
Oh, it's just a few seats. We're just
like
2 or 3 seats.
2 or 3 seats.
Yeah. So Texas is doing this shit. That's pulling us back from that 2 to 3 seat number to more like a 7 to 8 number where we have to flip seats. But if California and Illinois come in and California does some stuff and Illinois does some stuff, maybe we could have 5 to 7 seats go the other direction. And then we're back in the 2 or 3 range, and we're in spitting distance of flipping the house.
So we have to do all this to break even?
Bullshit.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Such bullshit. I hate that we're even having to have this conversation.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
my
And
God.
it's because the goddamn Republicans have been gerrymandering their states. They love gerrymandering. They love
Well, they have to.
unfair. Yeah, because
Because they have
'Cause they're gonna
terrible-
lose.
'cause they have
That's-
terrible ideas.
That's how you govern from the minority. So there is a little bit more bad news before we.
Yep.
Jesus
break
Oh,
here.
please
Christ.
pile it on. man.
Because
pile it on.
Texas is not the only state that has some blue districts that could potentially get gerrymandered into red districts. There are 2 states that have been in the conversation for also redistricting prior to the 2026 midterms.
Great.
Who is it?
Now, there are 23 states that have Republican trifectas in their state legislatures. So this isn't necessarily a comprehensive list,
Right.
but just in terms of like what states have been talked about so far. So Missouri's governor and lawmakers have expressed interest in redistricting and calling a special session. That state has 8 congressional districts, and 2 of them are held by Democrats.
Mhm.
So it would be they could squeeze
Okay.
a little bit more out of that lemon.
Okay.
Maybe 1 seat or 2 seats if they're feeling really frisky.
Having lived in Missouri for a short time in the 90s, I will tell you that they're going to do whatever they can. They're
Yeah.
going to fuck us.
Yeah.
You know, I know
They're
that
going to
state.
do whatever the fuck they want to do.
I know that state. I know that state. They're going to that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the other state that's being taught that is actually going to redistrict is Ohio. So Ohio had like
Jesus.
a kerfuffle over their map redrawing at the beginning of the decade, and so their maps were only going to last for 4 years. So they actually have to redistrict before the 2026 midterms due to state law. So they have 15 congressional districts, and 5 of them are currently held by Democrats. So you can expect, given the national conversation right now, the pressure from Trump, that this is going to be a highly political process, even though there are some safeguards in there to forestall some level of political gerrymandering. They'll do their damnedest at the state level, I'm sure, and maybe try and squeeze out a couple more seats.
That's my thing with him. Is like, do we have to weaponize everything? You know, it's like, I don't know. That's just a different type of human, and now here we are.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can look. He's an authoritarian, and he wants total power. And the one thing, I mean, the Senate is highly unlikely to change hands in 2026. The House is much more likely. So, like, he's trying to do everything he can now to cheat, and cheat
And
people
they're
out.
going to do it.
They're
going to cheat.
They're literally doing it.
They're going to do it.
Cheat people out of fair representation, so that he can guarantee that he keeps the House.
Yeah. And so and so if they keep the House, not only does he get to continue his fascist regime, but also the other thing happens is they get to continue to pass laws and do things that suppress voter turnout, right?
Yep.
So by gerrymandering, you get the people out of there that can make the laws, except for your buddies. And then when you're in power, you make it hard for the other people to vote at all.
Yep.
And we're here.
And we're stuck over here having done all this great work and passed all these constitutional amendments to make districting fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the blood is boiling in my heart right now. Like, and I'm sure our listeners right now who are listening, their blood is boiling, and rightfully so. And so it brings up one. I think we should probably end on this question. And thank you for that breakdown. That was I just learned a whole shit ton right now.
Yeah.
The question is now: is this the right thing to do? Is this not the right thing to do? And unfortunately, in my heart, I go, I think I'm with, well, no, I don't think. I'm with Gavin Newsom.
Yep.
I'm with New York governor. I'm with Pritzker. I'm with these guys. We've got to fight fire with fire. We have to.
We just heard all of those governors saying, basically, you know, it's over. It's over. Now that Trump is here, the way we did things, it's gone. We have to do it this way. Look, none of us want to be here doing this. We don't want to be having these conversations. We didn't think we'd be sitting here right now.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, here, you know, at least the Democratic Party can campaign on wanting to have fair districts,
right,
and national legislation. They've tried to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act like every single session for like since 2020 probably. And they'll keep trying because
we do want to do the right thing.
We want everybody to have fair representation. But if all of the red states are cheating people out of representation and we're just like standing back and being like, darn, like that doesn't really work right now.
And the thing is what happened is that Republicans decided to start cheating first. And we didn't, right? So they got the heads up. So then they already started making it so your guys are not getting elected. Your voter suppression and stuff like that. And you're just like, we're already way behind.
Yeah.
And it's only been,
And doing the right thing wasn't supposed to be defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Can I blame two people?
Yes. Let's blame him.
Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin.
I could not agree more.
They already
could
did.
not agree more with that.
But they
fuck Joe Manchin.
Hey.
And Kirsten Sinema. Kirsten Sinema. Go fuck yourself.
Kirsten Sinema. Sorry.
You fucked up.
I hit the wrong button.
We're feeling frisky.
Christ. Hey, if we can't laugh, what point is this,
Well,
no, but I mean, those two had the opportunity to, all 48 other Democrats in the Senate wanted to do away with the filibuster just for the purpose of passing voting rights legislation.
Yeah.
And if that had happened, we wouldn't be having this fucking conversation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because there would be national standards for redrawing district boundaries.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Folks, tell us what you think. Call 503-212-4600. You can email us at shout@thedangerousones.com. Let's not let this die. Let us know what you think. We'll play the calls on the show. Please like and subscribe this video. And if you're listening to us, give us a 5-star review. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so by going to thedangerousones.com. Then I'll kick you over to our Substack where you can become a paid subscriber. Until then, be safe, get into good trouble, and remember, we are all the dangerous ones.
Bye.
Bye.